Welcome back to another video, traders, and if you're new to the channel, welcome to Charting Trends for Tesla. I'm TJ. We got a great video for you today, but before we get into that, make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next one. Okay, let's take a look at the chart. Here's the chart for Tesla. We're on a 10-day, 10-minute chart here. Obviously, it was not a very good day, but I think it's maybe even a little bit worse than it looks. So we had a little bit of a pop pre-market trying to get above this 669 level and hold. We could not hold it. We came down, we tested this bottom side of the ascending triangle and failed, bounced off of the 650, and as you can see, I haven't put it on my chart here because I've already got so many lines, but we've seen this 650 area is a little bit of a support resistance line here. As you can see, we bounced it here, bounced it here, bounced it here, and today we bounced off that again, got briefly back above the bottom of our triangle before we started to fall. And we're going to look at the indexes real quick. Tesla is very closely following the NASDAQ this week as well. SPY had a little bit of a pop off of the open, so we were up pre-market, opened up from yesterday's close, and made a little bit of a move after some chop, came around to test this 392 level, so certainly bullish action. And then in the afternoon we started to fall back after getting rejected up there. Tried to make another move, couldn't get above 392.50, and then just fell sharply all the way down, testing 389 with a nice solid bounce, which is good to see, and then eventually just falling and plunging straight all the way back through, falling down to 387. So we're only down a couple of points today, but after gaining in the morning a few points, we actually ended up falling, basically 5 whole points from the high today down to where we ended up closing. So not a great second half of the day for the market, and the NASDAQ was even worse, more like Tesla. They had a pre-market pop that they couldn't sustain, falling at the open, trying to bounce here around the 314, 315 level, and seeing a little bit of life into around 1130, and then at that point it was just downhill all day, eventually falling a total of over 5 points to about 312 around the close and around where we're sitting right now. And it's very similar to what we saw in Tesla, right? Pre-market pop, couldn't hold up, kind of trying to make a move up until around 1130 or so, and then just falling off for the whole rest of the day. But the big takeaway here is that we've fallen out of the triangle, and our level, our key, is to get back above 669. Obviously that didn't happen, and in fact, like we talked about, if we can't get above this level, there's a lot of downside, and we saw that this afternoon. So tomorrow, depending on what the markets do, I think we're in a very, very bad spot right now. We're in the middle of this range, and we'll zoom out just a little bit so we can see the whole full range here. But there's just not a lot of support below this level. There's a couple resistances, maybe we could say here around 600. There's a bit of a line in the sand there, but not much. They bounced off this one time. This time they fell right through. They kind of ran into it on the upside here. This time they bulled right through it. This time they bulled right through it. So it's not like there's really a level here. It's just going to be kind of that 600 pause, and then back to the bottom of this growth channel, or back to our 534 level, 37, whatever it is. I guess it's closer to 38. Regardless, but this is a very scary spot. This is what we talked about yesterday. If we can't get back above 669, we're kind of falling off the cliff, and we saw that today, and the markets helped it along. So if the markets aren't going to keep Tesla up, it's really only got one way to go. It's tech stock. It closely follows the NASDAQ, but with the S&P inclusion, there's a lot of synchronization there as well. When both markets are down, Tesla's not going to go up. And as you can see, again, we had another very, very weak volume day, and we were still fell 32 points, 5%. It should be tough to make a 5% move when the volume is this weak. So that tells you a little bit of the market isn't just weak. Tesla is still a little overpriced, a little weak around these levels here, and honestly it looks like we're just seeing continuation on this big move. And I'll zoom out a little bit before we close out the video to a 4-hour 180 day. But sort of from when we saw this high, look at the action and look at the similarities that we're seeing right now. We saw drops and pops and chops slowly working towards the downside with lower highs and lower lows. And since about here, we've been seeing the same thing: drops, pops, drop, chop, drop and pop, chop and drop. But you know, over the course of weeks, it's consistently lower highs and lower lows. So you know, it took us a little while when we hit this low here to actually see a lower low, and I think, you know, we could see a similar situation down here, but it pulls the stock down. We're obviously not rounding the corner yet. You know, we haven't tested the 730 level, which should be the top of our channel, in a long time. You know, that would be the healthy sign. We should be testing the 730 level to the upside. Instead, we're below 669, just fighting to keep our head above water. So I wouldn't be surprised if over the next few weeks we see a continuation on this move into the downside and start maybe even consolidating into this 538 level. You got to have some help from the market in order to stay up, and it's not happening this week. So we'll see what happens tomorrow. That's it, guys. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a like. It really helps out the channel with the YouTube algorithm and everything. And if you like my analysis, subscribe. I make new videos every day, so come back and see us again tomorrow. And if you really like my analysis, check out my main channel, Charting Trends for Trading Options, where I look at different stocks every day, as opposed to this channel where it's only Tesla every day. And please, if you have any questions or comments, let me know below. Any feedback is greatly appreciated. I read all the comments. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.